Tasmania show.
Tasmania show. Tasmania show.
Tasmanian show.
Tasmanian show.
Tasmanian show.
You already know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Wagwan gang, back in this thing. And if you really gang, bang that like button. If you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania show with Taz Tikoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies. Today, we talking about Stefon Diggs versus Blake Griffith. I don't know, with the stylist, right? Shout out Stefon Diggs, man. He's been, if you want peace, prepare for war. Being an athlete, being a public figure, there's a lot that comes with that. And I will say the thing that I admire the most about Stefon Diggs, despite the controversy from the baby mamas to the things, the chef, he had the chef case, now he got the stylist case. I admire his work ethic when, you know, hard work always beats talent. Shut up and chop wood and carry water. When I'm checking out his content looks amazing. And I'm not here, this is not me defending Stefon Diggs. I'm just talking about how he deals with media. I think he's well media trained. And there's a lot that comes with that. So it's like you have to have a certain level of solace and solitude and stillness to really be able to navigate through the noise, especially new levels, new devils. Like when you ascend, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a hell of a year. He went to the Super Bowl, all this different situation, whatever's going on with him. But we're going to get into this clip of his stylist that's been basically talking about the allegations between Stefon, his sexuality, Cardi B, all types of stuff. So we're going to get into this clip of Chris basically talking to TMZ about the case.
Cardi in her rant, where she called me a light-skinned lizard and all of the above, God bless her, she spoke about the fact that I got a son. And I honestly feel like that's projection to a certain degree, because she shares a son with the individual whom I'm going to court against, and she got to wear these allegations, and her kid got to wear these allegations. But in reality, my face got stomped out. I almost did not make it home to my babies, and by way of God's grace and my strategic mind, I made it home. So why would I play these games in the regard of, oh, I'm going to get you on some street shit, or I'm going to get you how you want me to get you? It don't work like that. So what I do, I called the authorities, they dragged their feet, eventually they heard me, I got representation, and here we are, and I'm going to have my day in court.
Hold you just off intuition, I'm not jacking the story. I don't know nothing about him. He said he gonna have his day in court. Just intuitively, it didn't feel right. Just I don't know. There's something about him, even like the way that he responds. Pay attention to what people respond to. Like, yeah, Cardi B called him a light-skinned lizard, some gay slur or whatever, and she was like, well, she got a son with him too. I don't think that Cardi is saying that about that. I think she's saying that as a man, look at what your son is going to be looking up to. I don't think it has anything to do with just having a son. I don't think Cardi's just aliasly, just randomly just saying like, yo, you got a son too. And she was like, well, you got a son with Stefon Diggs. What does that mean? Like, she's talking about your behavior. You have a family. You know what I'm saying? So that's the perspective that I'm getting. And him being dragged and stumped out, to me, what it looks like just from this pattern with Stefon Diggs, I'm not sure if he's shaking a tree and he's cleaning house and he's rebranding, but there might be certain people, circle got smaller, everybody can't grow. And sometimes, that time is up. You wasn't in my life for a reason. You was in here for a season, and your season is up. You're not an apple. You a watermelon. You only good in a certain season. And for whatever it was, it's like shit don't last forever. And what I think people thinks is that like they start doing a lifestyle. Your bills is $20,000 a month. You expect these things to keep going. But we got Cardi B. Now, mind you, right, Cardi B's mother of her and Stefon Diggs, they have a child together. She chimes in talking about him and his story switching up and just different things, and like, yo, that's what comes with this fame. But let's listen to what Cardi B has to say about Chris, the light-skinned lizard. No shade. That's just what she has said.
Came on the internet and told the story 3 different times. The first time was, I asked this nigga for some money, like he was my people, and he came and whispered in my ear like, oh, you want the money, you got to do this, this, and that. Then when your story wasn't getting picked up how you wanted it to get picked up, you juiced it up and you spiced it the fuck up. And now it's, oh yeah, he pulled out, yeah, he was high and he pulled out his meat. You said 2 different stories. And what the crazy shit is that bloggers and people that's supposed to be making their research are not even doing their research to see how this man did the story 2 different sides, said the stories 2 different ways.
I ain't gonna hold you. Shout out to Cardi for saying that shit. I will tell you straight up, when I'm talking to somebody, I get very, and pardon me, I'm real passionate, so this might be personal. I'm very passionate when it comes to like the source and the information, like, yo, what's the relevancy in that statement? More times than none, I don't like talking to people because people be like, I was just playing. I didn't say that. You can't misquote. I've literally had people tell me that's not what I meant to say in the text. Nigga, it's right there in the writing. You can't misquote it, but one thing Cardi said, the journalists that aren't picking it up, this journalist right here, and I'm not here because I'm trying to defend Cardi, my bad, Stefon and all of that. No, that's not what this is about. It's about truth and the story. And sometimes people lie so much. It's just like, that's not what you said. So me, sometimes I'll be talking to somebody. I'm like, yo, text me right now that you said that. Because is you gonna stand on that? Like, yo, that's that. I'm not gonna lie. I really rock with Cardi when it comes to that. The journalist that's just like, first you said that he whispered in your ear and asked for the money. Then he pulled his dick out. I think that straight up, any man that's comfortable with his feminine and his masculine energy, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the women that are comfortable with them both. You're trying to make this man look super gay. But my thing is this, what is gay? Gay is not a bad thing. Gay people run in the industry from sports, all types of stuff. So if he does wear a bag and he does a little pose, he still got Cardi B as his baby mom. He's still in the NFL. He's still doing, they talking about the Ravens trying to draft him. Not draft him, but, get him on his team, the Redskins, all types of stuff. Just keep your head down, keep working. But this shit sound crazy. But we're going to get into another clip of what more Chris has to say about the robbery, because he got set up, he got robbed. He got robbed, but he don't know who did it. But if they did do it, they did it. Yo, let's just check. This is no funny. It's not funny about being robbed. But you just got all this smoke for Stefon Diggs. But I think he just don't want to work with you no more. And he broke up with you financially, and you mad. So let's just check this out.
Yeah.
So are you saying that he was behind this? That he set this whole thing up?
That's my belief. That's my belief, and I believe that a judge and jury with the proper evidence and discovery will be able to see it the way that I saw it.
Were you able to get his phone records?
Yeah, with the text messages.
With the text messages, were investigators able to come up with that? Because there's got to be a text thread of somebody telling somebody something.
I think that when trial begins...
Okay, you can't say everything. I get that.
I can neither confirm or deny, but I feel like the truth behind all elements of this matter will shine bright in the court of law.
Right.
And how are you doing, mentally? Because, there's just so much
I'm in therapy
online.
3 times a week.
Wow.
I got couples therapy going on because my girl is trying to manage the headlines. I got individual therapy on, trying to manage all of the headlines and just being loud on a public scale and feeling like you're going insane to a certain degree because you're howling at the moon, in a sense where people...
Like the clear and clean, like Neutrogena, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not even in the jury. Just that shit, I don't believe nothing. It's not for me to believe. It's not my business. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to just talk. I guess I give a fuck because I'm talking about it in a sense, but it's I think that when people start to lie, they forget that you have to keep up with the lie. So unless you got a script and you acting, you might want to remember what you're saying. That's not what you said. And then when you go hearsay with niggas, it's like that's just like the lady in the, if I was him, I would step off the trial because that lady got cooked. His chef, Stefon Diggs' chef, got cooked on that trial. And you thought that you was going to be the one to get everybody to agree with you. And that wasn't the case. But then you have Cardi B talking more about stealing money, and really what it sounds like was boiling over is that he got caught stealing money and got fired, and nobody wanted to take his apology. There's just a lot more. So my thing is this: why does it always turn into fuck you or some money stuff when it gets like this? But we're gonna take a listen to this clip about Cardi talking about Chris actually stealing money from Stefon Diggs.
Being such a hater, you steal from somebody. You hate the fact that they didn't forgive you because you stole from them. You didn't like everybody around your circle knew that you stole. So what you did, you went and you put the worst allegations, the worst allegation on a man. I never seen another man want to be involved so much have those allegations with another man. Not only that, I never seen a man be obsessed with another man like that. Because I got bitches and I got niggas obsessed. Be obsessed. But a whole man that got kids obsessed with another man is crazy. And on top of that, pocket watching another man.
Yeah, it sounds like entitlement. And I don't know what that is. It's like you think that it's almost like, okay, you get hired at a job. you gonna go say all this shit about the job? No, you gonna go find another one. And he probably didn't want to go find another job and wasn't saving. And in reality, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, the way that Chris is going in on Stefon, and Stefon ain't been saying nothing, media train, there is a deep obsession that's there, the way that he's going. And it's like, if you're trying to go viral and if you're trying to figure out how to figure out like, yo, well, if you're gonna fire me, I need to go out with a bang because somebody else might, you know what I'm saying, want to book me or whatever. But you got Javante Tank Davis, the people you used to work with. But if you have this pattern of you always doing styling stuff for people and then you falling out with people over money and then they end up gay, that's just kind of crazy. Like, so if it don't work out for you and you don't get the bread, now they gay, like what is that? Like, what is this whole, he's gay, or he's like, okay, so what? They saying Diddy gay, his dick little, whatever, he's in the jail, like all types of stuff. No one cares. Like, people are really not, like, it's like, if you're trying to ruin Stefon Diggs by saying that he's gay, it's not going, like, that's not going to stop Stefon Diggs from getting his next bag. And you probably was on the other end of that and probably could see where he's going. Even when he mentioned the Amazon, that nigga's counting your pockets. When he got the Amazon deal, when he did this, it's almost like, yo, like, daddy, where my money at? Like, that's what that's giving. Like, not too much, you know what I'm saying? Not too much on the lizard. But we going to get into this clip on Vlad TV, because now he's made his Vlad TV interview, so he getting his bag, you know what I'm saying, because he want to be able to see what's going on. He probably got the 20, I don't know how much Vlad is paying, but he's getting the interviews and everything like that. So let's take a listen to the money that Stefon Diggs owes him, because ever since he got Cardi B that castle, everybody wants a bag now.
Bunch of money.
He did owe me money, yeah. He does owe me money. Currently, he still owes me money, yeah, that's a fact.
How much does he owe you?
Well, at that point in time, my bills probably were about $20,000 a month. And throughout the negotiation period, when he was just about to get that Amazon deal, he looked around and said, I'm buttoning up all aspects of my business. When we go through the process of working through my deal and just getting everything situated, his business manager is Al Heyman.
Oh.
There's a man by the name of Ravone 6'4" Little John that is an extension of Al Heyman and is with Javante Davis on a day-to-day basis, at least at that point in time. And 6'4" just kept telling me, and this is like October, November, December, January, so like 4 months of me working back and forth with him, and developing this line that he wanted to bring to the world, just like leveraging all aspects of his business, put some merch out there, and he wanted me to head it up. And throughout the negotiations, he wasn't paying me, but he knew my expenses. So if I'm giving you my time.
I'm not gonna lie, the way that he answered the question, he asked you one direct question straight up. How much does he owe you? The thing that I'm pointing to, going back to Cardi saying with the journalist, the thing that I'm identifying is that he asked you a direct question, and then you pivoted and talked about Tank and Al Heyman, and then spun the block back and said he didn't give you money. He knew your bills was $20K a month. First and foremost, then I can't tell nobody how to live. But a very modest lifestyle might have been okay. So it's like, okay, if he knows your bills and he didn't pay you and you were still doing the work without getting paid in good faith, like, yo, no one told you to do that. You could have held out, you know what I'm saying? And so now you're saying that he owes you because of the amount, and it's speculation, right? Does he really owe you, or do you feel owed because of certain things? So I feel like you're probably like, I stole some money, I got caught, he didn't want to forgive me, and now I get to watch you running around with my style and all my different things. I don't like that. Like, you should have forgave me and let me keep fucking you over and doing all types of shit. Nah. And it's just like, yo, they caught you. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't be wanting to get caught. And then I'm not gonna lie, there's a pattern with this shit, and I'm gonna pray for those people. Like, seriously, it's like you do something nutty and then you start moving like this and then you want to sue niggas and all types of stuff. Like I said, I'm not trying to even go off on a tangent. But talking about owing money, talking about flights and all types of stuff. So there's more clips that we have to go through. So after that, they have a sit down and talking about the budget that he has and what's coming up. You hear that he's talking about that Amazon deal. So I think he thinks that he's on the up and up. But in this next clip, he talks a little bit more about when he left that meeting and actually what transpired. This is where I think that the wires got crossed and they was not on the same page. So let's take a listen to this clip.
It's for me to be able to afford my life and be able to continue to scale and all of the above. He tells me to fly, 6'4", tells me to fly back to California and get prepared to get ready to work. It's like a Tuesday or something like that. And he says that the contract will be in my email by the end of the week. Thursday, Friday comes, and after 4 months of not getting paid, I get some BS text along the lines of telling me why I'm not gonna get my contract.
and I'm left with 4 months of bills to be able to figure out how I'm going to back pay. And he's still running off with my ideas and wearing my clothes and all of the above. And it was really just because of him having an episode one day and me not subscribing to that of the yes man.
Don't lie. I think that you just got played and you ain't like that you got played back. So it's almost like the pot who called the kettle black. I'm laughing because it's like, okay, let's say you stole the money from Stefon, right? And then he catch you and you try to redeem yourself and you think everything is cool. And then you work for 3 to 4 months and you don't get paid, but you think you good. He got his get back. He got his lick back and you mad because you probably thought, oh, we gonna patch it up. But he might be feeling like, well, you stole the money, so I'm actually even. That's just my journalistic point of view. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in writing, but now you tight because you thought that you could let that shit slide. And my thing is, if you don't check that, if you don't stand for something, you gonna fall for anything. So if he ain't checked that you was gonna think that that shit was okay. You stole from me once, you'll do the shit again. You know what I'm saying? Why would I think that you would do anything differently? I'm not saying that people can't rectify things and that, but now the narrative switching, this goes back to Cardi. First it was, you ain't pay me, then you put your tongue in my ear, then you put your meat out, all types of shit. Man, I don't know. I'm not jacking any of this, but we're going to look at this last clip of him talking about sexuality.
You questioned his sexuality and said, live your truth?
I felt like I wasn't questioning any realm of sexuality in regard to Gervonta Davis. But I definitely started seeing him do things that were a tad different than that of whom I met back in, I believe, maybe 2017. I think that's when he became world champion against Pedraza, January 17. Don't quote me, I'm just speaking from memory. But yeah, I saw things that were different than that of whom I known to become like a best friend and a brother to me. Wearing a ponytail and
yeah, just him. He wore a ponytail. Now he gay. Pack him up. I'm not gonna hear. I don't know how this trial is about to go, but if it's anything like the ASAP trial or the cook, the chef, like who's next? Like at this point, yo, who's next? Like, am I the drama? Like Cardi B dropped the album and it's like, is Steph the drama? Like seriously, man. Like, cause this shit is comical. Not what he's experiencing, but that like just to see that he has a ponytail. And so now he's gay. He's not being a man of his word. I ain't going to hold you. People feel entitled. They feel bitter. They counting your dollars. They counting your pockets. The journalists and their approach, listening to the story. He's sitting out with Vlad. He getting his bag. Hey, yo, all money ain't good money. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Like, there's not nothing that you can just pay me to accept. I'm not that type of person. I can't be bought for no fucking reason. Money is man-made. And the fact that certain people can, I'm God-made, not man-made. You dig? Shout out to my parents. Y'all had a part. You already know what it is. But look, if you really gang, bang that like button. If you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tikoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies. Let's grow.
Tikoon running up the score, Tazzy's Baddies on the floor. And that ass is super fatty. Call me Zaddy, throw some more. Super nasty, she a savage. Slaughter fucker like a whore. Popping bottles, foreign models. Tikoon on the world tour. Shorty, what you bad for? Turn this to a hit-a-thon. Damn, all your bitches bad, tell them they can come along.